Namaste, Daaji. Hope you're doing great.
Yes, and how are you? Namaste.
Doing great. Thank you. Thank you so much. So today, in today's episode, let's talk about systems of yoga, Daaji. So in that, my first question to you is, in the previous episodes, you've already told us yoga is connecting with your higher self. So at the same time, I see these days when I go for jogging, I see so many people performing different asanas there. So how relevant are those asanas for the people who are practicing heartfulness?
Well, each activity affects us at different level. See, if I want to lift a brick, I cannot use the mind. I have to use my hands.
Yes, physical.
Okay. I cannot acquire the knowledge by carrying the books on my head. I'm going to read them. So the activities that belongs to the physical world affects me at a physical level. Now what we are trying to do through asanas, yogic asanas, is mainly meant for maintaining good health, various postures. Even when a child is taught how to sit down, how he sits, with what attitude he sits in front of elders, it's more important, I would say, than cultivating a body like a rubber to twist it around. See, that's why this yoga is called Hatha yoga. Hatha means Jid. And we are literally having this sort of a stubbornness that, yes, I must twist my leg like this, I must twist my hand like this, and we train our limbs and various body organs to form a certain posture. But this is only, as far as I understand, it helps us only at a physical level. It is at a physical level. If it will affect us, help us only at a physical level. No more, no, nothing more than that.
Nothing to do with the heartfulness, right?
Nothing to do with spiritual approach. It is like, many people, they worship Kali or Durga before going to rob somebody. What do you call that worship? I am worshipping deity. I offer, even sacrifice a goat in front of a Kali and say, may my mission of robbery be successful.
That's wrong.
So asanas are like that. What is your goal out of that? Is it physical thing? Yes, it will help you there. But if I can make all my activities, not just physical exercise, but my going to work, cooking in the kitchen, eating, going to sleep, every way, if my mind can be absorbed in divinity with one goal in sight, it does not matter what you do. See, that does not mean that we do all kinds of crazy stuff. What I mean, within our own limits, we find our own moderation. Even bulls are more stronger than you. What do you say about that? Do you want strength? But if the nerves are broken, what can you do? We have to strengthen the nerves, our emotions, our spiritual strength, which supports all these things. Without the spiritual backing, there is no mental development. Without the mental development, what is the use of strength? So everything has to be balanced. Asanas on their own stand does nothing. It has to be a combined effort. Asanas, pranayamas, this dharana, dhyana and samadhi. Ashtanga yoga is complete package deal. Starting with yama, niyama, pratyahara, pranayam, asana, dharana, dhyana and samadhi. It's a complete package. But in modern days, what happens? They do only asanas and say this is yoga. No, it is only one part of yoga. It is not a complete package. You are picking and choosing one thing because my focus is only at a bodily level, physical level. You have forgotten yamas, you have forgotten niyamas, pratyahara, you have forgotten all about pranayam, you have forgotten all about samadhi. So, picking and choosing just one activity just because you like it and it will satisfy you only at a physical level, I think we are abusing the whole system. It is like you're going to work and you'll choose to do only one thing which you like the most. What will your boss think? So likewise, the whole system breaks apart when we are simply focused either on dhyana or only at physical. No, nothing will work. We have to have fine balance. What can a yogi do even if he is realized but cannot physically be fit? He has to be both physically fit at the same time enlightened. So heartfulness teaches moderation, balance in all sorts of activities that we can perform.
Wonderful. So, Daaji, our religion says bhakti is something, that we show it towards our God. And what exactly is bhakti and what's the essence of it? Can you please explain that?
It's very simple. Bhakti is nothing but entertaining the Lord in your heart with so much of love. When you're in love with someone, what happens then? Very thought of that person makes you happy, makes you joyful. You long to be with that person. Right? Now, when we are talking about God, does thinking of the Lord promote such a joy in your heart? Or am I just playing out in my tune as per the religious dogmas that I have to do this, I have to do that? But without this joy, it becomes a burden. It's like a donkey carrying the bricks on its back, not knowing whether it is sandalwood or it is gold or bricks.
Doesn't know.
So one has to realize this thing. Feel the presence inside. Only after you feel the presence, then you can appreciate. You cannot love somebody when you don't know that person completely. It's a catch-22 situation also. You see, you don't know the person and you yet want to love that person. For example, often these questions are asked in meditation. You think that the divine light is already present in your heart. Some people say, oh, I would like to meditate on my God. Then I would say, who is your God? They describe. So how did you come to that conclusion that that is your God? Okay, fine. Did you see him yourself? No, my grandfather says so, my mother said so, or my literature says so, I learned it somewhere. But this does not really help you. If you really want a scientific approach, you cannot tolerate such approach. All right, then start with a hypothesis or an assumption and prove yourself, be open to it, that yes, what I have been doing is right or what I have been doing is wrong. Conclude it. You must transcend beyond this knowledge, make it actualized into reality, in the form of experience. Having a bhakti without knowing with whom you are associated is a topsy-turvy situation. The Karma Yoga. Lord Krishna talks highly about Karma Yoga in Gita. Bhakti Yoga he touches upon. Jnana Yoga he is also touching upon. But karma without jnana is useless. Jnana without bhakti is useless. There must be a beautiful, finest amalgamation of approaching Lord, performing karma in a loving way, knowing the well that what the consequences of my actions and bhakti would be. Otherwise, it does not matter what you follow. If this essence of bhakti is not there, Jnana Yoga will be paralyzed, Karma Yoga will be paralyzed. Likewise, having bhakti, oh, I love my God, but no action, no jnana about what you're going to do, it is also useless. We have to integrate these three and march on with a lot of faith. And faith comes out of experience. One need not have faith before you approach someone. On first glance, people say, I love that person, but it can betray you also. So one has to really go deeper into one's own heart and experience it. And then the journey begins.
Yeah. So Daaji, can you please explain about Karma Yoga and Karma Yogi in today's context to our viewers?
Well, Karma Yoga is, everybody is doing karma anyway. Yeah? But what sort of karma are we doing so that yoga is made possible? You see, karma yoga, let's break this term, karma and yoga. Any act that I perform must bring me the results of yoga. It must elevate my lower self and seed my higher self. Any action that I perform, if it can bring me down from my higher level to the lower level, it is not yoga. It is devolution. It is not evolution. So any act that I perform must ennoble me, ennoble the very act itself. Not that I want to please God. No, it is my innate nature to do the best. God made me not to do sloppy things. God made me to do the best thing. He is perfect. He expects perfections in all our endeavors. We suffer because we do things half-heartedly. We do things incompletely. We corrupt things. We pollute things. We dilute things. Not just physically, but even in our love with our children. We expect so many things out of selfishness. Even worshipping God out of selfishness is not going to help us. He knows all our moves. He knows all our movements, all our attitudes. Nothing escapes. So how can you cheat God? Oh, no, God, I'll put 100 rupees today. Do you think God needs your 100 rupees or half a dozen coconuts? And you put so many candles. Nothing wrong putting candles or deepam. Does he need that? It's actually who myself needs it the most. The light within is needed by myself, not the Lord. He is not blind. He can see even in the darkness. Deepam is there. It's only to tell us, lighten yourself within and lighten yourself inside. It is telling a child, I'm putting light outside. But one day must come that light should become part of your existence. It must show you the path from your heart. So the rituals are there. They're not bad, but they're indicators. See? We must follow our religion wisely. It has its limits. When we know that they have limits, we should transcend them. Not that we are insulting them. We should transcend and approach something that was external. Now I must make it internal. That's the only shift we need.
So Daaji, we're talking about, if we do anything with a complete heart, we'll not have anything to suffer. Everything is clear.
Not necessarily, actually. In reality, what really happens, people whom you love the most will hurt you the most. It's two sides of a coin. If it is 1 kilogram this way, it is 1 kilogram that way. It will equal and opposite in this world. Remember what we talked about, equal and opposite, the Newton's law. In spiritual world, it doesn't apply. In emotional world, it has no particular rule that if I do this, there will be certain result. No, there is no predictability in emotional world. See, for example, when you're driving and you see your most beloved person sitting in the arms of somebody driving a Ferrari, emotional response will be horrendous. See? When we approach someone with love, their also attitude is of a great significance. Some people might say, okay, when they offer oneself or ask for someone's hand in marriage, in certain traditions, they threaten the family, they threaten the individual. But there is another scenario also, where you go on your knees, take half a dozen flowers or one rose is enough, and beg, my darling, would you marry me? So there is a shift in attitude. One way is what I just said. Second is with a lot of love and reverence you ask. So this attitude makes all the difference. This water half full and half empty, it's a prolific example of it. Attitude towards God. What should be our attitude? Worship in itself hardly contributes to our success with the Lord in pleasing or in expressing our love. Love can be expressed with our heart. It did not be displayed in our actions. that you wear certain robes, that you take half a dozen flowers to God. None of these things are necessary. What matters is your heart full of love. When you approach Lord, that okay, I'm going to meditate in the morning. Are you restless at night time? Though as soon as I finish this sleep, I will be able to meditate. Are you restless enough in waiting for the Lord? Suppose ministry is coming to your house. He announces, I'm coming after a week. What would you do?
We'll prepare ourselves.
So well, no? When the Lord is descending every day, God, are we doing anything? Who is more important?
God.
Then what sort of preparations are we making in order to receive Him in our heart? See, this bhakta, every bhakta must analyze this question. What sort of actions, attitudes I must have? How must I prepare my heart to receive my Lord? If that preparation is not there, what is the point of inviting the Lord when He finds your heart to be so messed up, impure, complex, full of corruption, full of so many desires? How can Lord come in such a stink? So attitude must be very clear from day one. See, only then when Lord descends, He will choose to be there, and when He chooses to be there, He is never to go back again. When the heart environment is perfect, God has no courage to also leave us. It's not that we want God. He wants us so badly. He needs perfect heart, pure heart, bhakti-full heart. See? So we have to slowly create such attitudes in our heart which are so prolific, so inviting. The Lord has no choice but to descend and be part of our existence. And such fragrance would radiate from such an individual. It becomes automatic. You see, even if this flower is hidden in the crevices of rocks, the bees will find. How can God miss out on such anonymous entity who is full of love? When we say God is knower, all knower, how can He miss out? So we don't have to really go out in search of God. Be where you are, be pure, be loving. He will come looking for you. Yes, that should be our attitude.
Yeah, that's wonderful, Daaji. So my next question to you is, our culture and tradition, they've always explained us the importance of having a guru in our life and the importance of guru. And how can one find a guru? How can one approach one?
Well, as I said, let's have this attitude. What do you want guru for? God is looking for good souls, good-hearted people. Gurus are also looking for deserving individuals. Whether you follow him or not, once the heart is pure, it will automatically resonate. He need not become his disciple. If he is a worthy guru, samarth guru, as we call, then even if you are not his disciple, he will automatically grace you, automatically will shower his blessings. See, the gurus are not there to make association that only if you obey my words, only if you follow me, only if you give me guru dakshinas, I will shower grace and transmission or blessings or abundance from above. No, guru will never have such a selfishness. A true guru asks nothing from a disciple. In fact, gurus are there only to serve the humanity. They are there to give, not to take. See? So, searching for guru, I think, stop this exercise. Pray to God, please help me find a guru who would take me up and make me a good disciple and train me. See, what is the difference between the Lord Krishna or the avatar Purushas and saints and remaining humanity? It's only the difference is the extent to which they are free. God has all the freedom. He is not attached with anything. Sages and saints, depending upon their saintlyhood, they will have more or less of attachment or detachment. Humanity is largely bogged down with this attachment. Otherwise, the soul in all these categories are the same. Extent to which this freedom arises because of presence or absence of attachment determines the whole relationship with the Maker. So if I'm attached, then Guru should be there to cut this connection and help me liberate myself from myself. I am not trying to liberate myself from my parents or from the world. It is myself who is trapped within myself. I have to liberate myself from myself. Myself means lower self with so many desires, so much of ego bloated around, so much of arrogance with my lower self. So if I can free myself from myself and achieve that higher self status, then it is possible.
Yes, that's wonderful, Daaji.
This can be of so many types. See? One is like a person who, like a chicken and egg. One has to have contact with the person. One has to be in immediate proximity to teach things. That's a chicken level gurus. Okay. Second level of gurus are there where, like a fish having eggs, keeps the eggs in her eyesight and nurtures that egg. The third level of guru is like a turtle. You see, he lays the eggs, covers it up with the sand and goes into the ocean. Mentally remains connected with the eggs and incubates it there. So gurus are of these three main categories. One who must have presence of disciple in front to transmit knowledge. Another one through eyesight, who can, and the third one is the highest, who can, with his thoughts, can train his disciples. So, and one finds guru according to one's deservingness also. If you need only this sort of pampering, has to be face to face, then you find accordingly. When love is there, what is the need to display? And when you display it, that means there is some defect in us. Display destroys love. In Urdu they say, izhar karna mana hai. To display one's love for beloved, it is forbidden.
How will the other person understand that?
They will feel it in their heart automatically. Because that love is so strong. One needs no explanation. When love matures, for example, even in couples, in the beginning, rocky relationship starts. Then slowly they learn each other. They understand each other's idiosyncrasies. Time comes after 20 years, 30 years. They're watching sunset even without looking at each other. They know each other's language so well. No speech is necessary. No touch is necessary. They walk together, watch sunset together, enjoy life. Being together is enough. Doesn't need extra things. Oh, give me a diamond, 10-carat diamond. No, that is not necessary. It's only whitewashing.
Yeah. So Daaji, when we are talking about gurus here, I have one question. Can you please share one of your personal experiences with your guru?
I have thousands and thousands of them.
Anything which is very special?
All are very special. So,
but one that you can share it with us right now. Because you've told us different types of gurus, like about turtles, fishes and everything. So your guru comes under?
The turtle type. He need not be in his direct presence. You see, when I was in India, for example, for many years, when in Ahmedabad, then suddenly I had to go to New York, settle down there. I was worried whether transmission, this yogic transmission from my Guruji will reach me or not. But it was more intense actually, because I myself was craving for it more and more and more. So the transmission became more intense. And It doesn't matter which part of the planet you are. As long as this mental connection is there, it will find you. It's the restlessness. More I am restless, Guru will send this yogic transmission more and more. And it's a matter of experience only. I cannot explain this in words. Try it out and see what really happens. You need not even tell this person that I'm going to sit at 6 o'clock in the morning. Please send me transmission. You can test him and say, okay, if this Guru is right, I can sit whenever I want, wherever I want. It must reach me if he is worthy or a perfect Guru. You need not even tell this person that send me transmission. If he is really, really good for me, I should be able to sit wherever, whenever, without letting him know. I must be able to receive this yogic transmission. Try it.
Thank you so much, Daaji, for helping us know the systems of yoga and also about Guru.
Well, it's my pleasure. I'm really enjoying this.
We are enjoying it too. Thank you so much for your time once again, and namaste.